Actually, Michael normally does most of the sharpening, so I'm a little bit rusty actually. I've tried other ways of sharpening, guys, and I've always come back to this way, the manual way. There's all sorts of ways, like small grinders and different things you can use, but yeah, never got on with the other ways. I think if you can be good with a file, it's probably the best way. And it's cheap. One, two, three. Proof's in the pudding though. I'll start cutting and it's not working. I haven't done a very good job. The chains will last a lot longer depending on how you treat them. If you start trying to cut stumps out the ground with your jack chains and that, they're not going to last 2 minutes. Most important tool. As you can see here, the sheep have been eating the bark off the tree, so must give them nutrition. I guess that's why you see trees that have been planted have been damaged by deer and that. They must enjoy eating the bark. A lot of cutting to do here, and I'm not planning on doing it all today. I've only got the morning free, and I think there's some rain moving in at about 12 o'clock, so I've got a good three hours on this now before I go off and do some other things. So my target this morning really is just to remove the thin branches, the brash, and leave some of the pieces of timber that are long and thin for the wood saw, the bench saw I have. And then if it's too big for the bench saw, I'm going to log it up, and then I'll have a pile for logs that are ready cut into the sides that will go straight into a log burner. With the bigger stuff, I'll make a separate pile where I know it needs to be split. So I'll end up with 3 different piles really. So once I've got all the brash off and that, I'll have to have a think about how I'm going to deal with this kind of thickness of timber. Be interesting to see if my chainsaw can deal with this. Keeping in mind, you can usually cut twice the length of your chainsaw bar, so it's probably bigger than what some people think. Even though it hasn't got the power, I think if I go really nice and steady, keep the chain sharp, or even when I get to some of this thicker stuff, put a new chain on, I reckon I can do it. I've just got to be a bit clever about how I do it. So I don't really want to be spending more money on the chainsaw at the moment. Let's see how we get on. Make sure everything's topped up before we start. I do like using a funnel for filling up. I know you can get different attachments and that for filling up, but yeah, I've tried them before. I always go back to the funnel. And also make sure there's some oil in there, which I normally fill at the moment. Every time I fill this 2 times, this normally gets filled up once at the moment. Yeah, so keep it well oiled up, or yeah, your chain isn't going to last as long. And you want to make sure your oil's coming out while you're working. So what I'm not going to do, guys, is cut this near the trunk or the base of the tree and let the main branch drop down. It's far better to take all the weight out of it first. Right, this is cold. Not used it for a few weeks, and it's only about 1 or 2 degrees at the moment, so let's see how long it takes me to get it going. Oh, it's cut out already, that's quite normal. Helps if you take the brake off. Happy with that. Kind of nice really to be on a job where you're in no rush, where you haven't got the customer watching you out the window, or you haven't got a particular deadline. It's nice actually doing something for myself for a change. Put some pallets down just to keep the wood out of the wet until we're ready to come and collect it. So that's a pallet with sizes which are good size to go straight into a wood burner. These ones have got to be split. These ones over here, they're all going to be for the bench saw. So using the bench saw will save the chain a bit on the chainsaw. That's going to be the pile of brash for burning. So I'm going to carry on for a bit, just working up this limb here, and then I'll have a bit of a tidy up all these little branches and that, and then I'll go into this section over here.